welcome back to Allotment Diggers. It's the 31st of December 2023 for you time travellers. Yep, it's New Year's Eve. You'll be getting this video about 3 hours before it is New Year's Eve, and I've got a couple of clips to show you. We're gonna end on the first clip's going to be a look back over the last 12 months. It's not a very long clip. It's got music in it. It's got 12 segments, January, February, March, April, May, all the way up until December. We've added some classical music to it, which we've apparently it's free on YouTube, so I thought, well, what the hell, we're going to use it because I quite like the music. In fact, it's one of my favourite pieces of classical music. Yeah, I do like classical music, and I do like jazz as well. I also like punk rock, and I also like heavy metal. My favourite group of all time was Kiss. Yeah. Punk rock, it was Sham 69, Clash, Skids, Sex Pistol. I was into them all. But yeah, I was into heavy metal and stuff like that. But I do like my classical music. I do like jazz. So I thought we'd throw it in. So here's that clip now. I hope you like the music, but more importantly, I hope you like the look back over it, the 12 months. Let me show you. So there's a few changes there, mainly on the back part of the plot. You can see over the 12 month the chicken pen roof is slowly deteriorating. However, you do get to see it all nice and clean at the end of the year. Again, you see a brassica cage being made, you see all the raised beds being redone. So yeah, we've worked hard on the back part of the plot. We've got to do the front part. Yeah, we've still got ideas for the front. We like to mix things up and change things around, and yeah, that's what we're going to be doing next year. So we've not got long to go. Like I said, about 8 hours to go, and that's it before it's 2024. So I thought we'd finish off the year with the last walk around and show you everything what's coming up. It's amazing just how fast everything is kicked in. To be quite honest with you, it feels like spring here at the moment, not winter. It feels like spring, and when you see all the planters and all the beds, I think you'll agree with me. So check this out. Last look around the plot for the year. Cat. Well guys, it's the 30th of December today. I thought we'd do the last video of the year. You've just probably seen the 12-month look back of the year. Might be able to see my chickens in there eating some croutons and some lettuce. So there's a bit of a treat for them. That roof seems to be holding out there on the chicken pen. I might get another one of them covers just to, so I've got if it does get ruined, I can actually just replace it. This is the onion bed here. The onions are doing all right, but they're not doing too good, guys. I'm looking at them there. There's a few of them popped up. I'm thinking of taking these onions out of here. Now I've got a load on order coming. What I want to do is put a load of compost out of that bin over there into here. These ones are doing all right. The good news is my dailies are covered up, so the worst thing that can happen to them dailies in them buckets is water gets into the buckets and then it freezes. What it does, it freezes the tubers and it explodes the tubers, it damages the tubers, then you don't get your dailies next year. That's the main thing why your dailies don't come back the year after, because they get damp and they just freeze and then they crack and sort of explode. So you've got to keep them covered up. All these planters along here are all got the bulbs coming up in them now. The jasmine there on that fence is looking really good. I'm surprised it's still green. I didn't know it was evergreen, but yeah, look at it. It's doing really well, and I like the way it cascades off the fence. So I'm not going to do anything there. I'm going to leave well alone. Like I say, all the planters have got bulbs coming up in them. Buttercup very patient there. As you can see, the paths have all been manicured. They're all lovely, all wood chipped. There's one of my girls there. She's got a full coat on her. One of them is just well, she's getting her feathers back now. They've all gone through the molt. They always seem to do it at Christmas, don't know why. Again, coming along here, hanging baskets, things are starting to happen in here. All on the table here, we got planters all firing up. Squirrels have been digging in these bloody buckets. I'm going to have to do something about them squirrels. Again, all the planters, you might be able to see them a lot better now. They're all coming up. There's hundreds of different varieties. Well, not hundreds, but there's about 50, 60 different varieties of tulips. And if you add the daffodils in, there's probably about 70, 80 different varieties of daffodils and tulips. If you look down here, you can see every inch is basically covered. They're just starting to come through now. All the way along the boards in the planters. That lupin's managed to survive again. I keep hacking at it. It doesn't seem to affect it. How much I tear at it, it still comes back. I say we wood chipped all along here. All this has all been wood chipped. These are me Ribena black currants. That's a rose, and I do like me rose. Might do a bit of a prune on that shortly. This is me rosemary. The only thing about problem with this rosemary, it's growing across the path, and the other one on the other side is doing the same thing. But I don't normally walk down this one. I use this path all the time. Again, these are me gooseberries, and there's a blueberry over on the other side. Again, if you start to look down, you can just start seeing all the bulbs coming up all along here. I think the first to flower are going to be them, and they are crocuses. But there's, in amongst the crocuses, there's sedum. There's a big sedum plant there, and it's just starting to come back now. I think you get the picture. These are a little bit more advanced, these, in this bed. Come down here. Now, if you start to look closely, all the way down there are tulips, barring just there where I put a bloody daffodil in. All along here we got daffodils and tulips. It's sort of half and half, so you got all the tulips on this side, and again on this side they're just starting to come up now are all the daffodils. Inside there, in them beds there, we've got more tulips. These are the some blueberries what we brought from the other end of the allotment. I'm going to tidy them up, and hopefully we'll get some blueberries off them this year. All these planters are all, you can just, well, there's a few weeds there, we don't want them, but just coming up here in the pots now are spring bulbs. Same with all the planters. These are all crocuses what are coming up here. Hard standings in here and there and there. Again, we've got enough wood chip to go right round the allotment. Buttercup's give up the ghost. She's sat in the greenhouse now. Sheds do need a lick of paint. We'll get in there shortly to do that. And when the water's on, I'm going to wash my greenhouses. I'll bring my jet wash down, and we'll clean this. It's on the outside, believe it or not, that. Again, we've got loads of daffodils and tulips in here. These are the only thing what I haven't topped up. I didn't realise. But just in every one of them pots of daffodils and tulips. Along here. Come down onto here. These are crocuses as well. More crocuses coming up. Planters starting to fire up here all along the back of the greenhouse. All these pots firing up. The pots along here are firing up. They're hyacinths in that one. All the planters there have got flowers coming through. We did cut all the raspberries back. The red and white currants here do need a bit of a prune. I'm going to come in and give them a good cut shortly. Strawberry bed needs a bit more TLC in here. Again, the sedum is starting to come up, but if you look, you see all daffodils and tulips coming up amongst them. So all along here you've got daffodils and tulips all along here as well. The only trouble is this thing is sat on about 100 daffodils, which is a bit sad. But what do you do? Not had anything off this yet. It is an apple tree. I'm not too sure what sort of apple it is. Someone said it's a really nice apple. Well, we wait with bated breath for that. More rosemary. These are gooseberries. These have all been pruned, but this is my rhubarb bed, and you can see the crowns are starting to come back to life here. However, if you look closely, see all the planters along here. They're all, look at some of that one there's almost ready for flowering. That daffodil there. They're all mixed of different flowers, spring flowers. Along here we've got daffodils and tulips all the way up to the top. All along here, they're just starting to come up now. Don't know if you can see them. All the way around here, daffodils, tulips, and when I say daffodils and tulips, I mean there must be 50 or 60 varieties of them. You'll see them when they come up anyway. Thankfully all the leaves are off the trees now. And I'm very impressed of what's happened here underneath the orchard. All my snowdrops starting to grow. But if you look up there, you can probably see thousands of them, literally thousands of them, and they're absolutely awesome. When they come up, give it another 8 to 9 weeks, and it'd be a carpet of white snowdrops under there. Absolutely spectacular. And on a sunny winter's day, you can see them covered with honeybees. It's an absolute treat to be seen. If you go back January on a lot of my videos, February, you see them all in flower and you see them covered in honeybees. But each year we get 10, 20 times, well, I wouldn't say 20, I say twice as many come up every year. This, by the way, is a buttercup. This ain't a snowdrop. She wants to get in on the action, don't you, babes? Hey? Oh, God, get up. All my planters here are firing up. Bloody squirrels are digging down in my pots, so there might be a few empty pots here. My celeriac needs a bit of tidying up. That's nothing. That looks pretty bad, but I assure you it's not. However, they're about this size now, and I'm thinking might as well just take them out, and I can fill this bed with compost out the compost bin. So that compost in that bin up there will be going into here and maybe over there. We've got some purple cabbage and some Savoy cabbage in there. All around the pond we've got spring bulbs coming up in the pots. Go down there and see if you can catch me a mouse. Garlic's doing okay. I've not put my elephant garlic in yet, which is a bit of a stupid thing not to have done. I've not had time to really do it, but I'm thinking I could put them into that bed up there. If I do, I'm thinking of taking them onions out. I've got a load of onions on order and a load of potatoes. They're all ready for, I've just got to wait a few weeks and then they'll be here and then we can sort them out. But the garlic, porcelain white's doing fine in there. It's about a foot high now. We will be building the compost bins down here. I was going to do this one and then do another compost bin there. I've decided that compost bin there's going, and I'm having two compost bins here. The wind was that strong the other day, it's blown these bags over, unfortunately. All this lot's got to be cleared, and obviously, well, this, you know about this glass, it's a bit of a burden, but I've got to smash it up and get rid of it. So I'll probably end up in Salford Royal. In fact, I was in Salford Royal Hospital yesterday having injections to keep my lungs going. So I might be back in there if I'm not careful when I'm breaking that glass. We'll get the burning bin going shortly because we want to burn all this. Coming down here to the end, we're not had any wood horse manure this year because, well, for the last 6 months because of Bob is seriously ill. I don't think we're going to be getting any more from him, unfortunately. I hope he does all right, but at the moment it's not looking too good for him. I need to drop 2 loads of horse manure off every week, and well, all along here is the rhubarb, and it's coming up. The crowns are starting to come back to life now. Problem with this is what happens is, because the leaves are not on these trees, and these are about 1.5 foot, 2 foot tall at the end of February, you start seeing them all disappearing. What it is, people walk down here and they put their hands through the fence and they pinch it. I don't mind them doing it as long as they're taking this and they're not on my plot digging it, or, you know, pinching stuff off the plot. But they take it all the way along here. There's all crowns all the way, and the leaves are actually covering it up, so I've left the leaves there for that reason and that reason only. Anyway, I'm gonna have to pick these bloody buckets up, these bags up. These are full of compostable material which we will be putting in the new bins, but all that compost in there is absolutely awesome. So that's it. That's the last look at the plot for 2023. As you see, the paths are all manicured, everything's looking lovely. In the next month or so, there's going to be a lovely display of flowers like there's every year. And I've got some more in there, but I'm going to add to them, so I will show you them in the next episode. Yeah, a load of little long-tailed tits all over the feeders there. I'm about, I'd say, 10 foot away from him. You do not bother about me. Couldn't care less. I'm going to put some seed balls in there in a moment before we do anything else. But yeah, them long-tailed tits there, there must be about 50 or 60 of them. Honest to God, I kid you not, when they all turn up, they turn up in mass. And there must be at least 60 of them, and they're absolutely gorgeous. That one, it's actually inside the feeder chewing on that seed ball. Absolute awesome sight. Right, I'll leave you with that. So there we go. As you saw, we've got veg in the back growing really well. All the beds are full of spring bulbs, and they're all coming up now. Everything's just starting to come through the ground. The snowdrops are coming up, and I'm really chuffed about the snowdrops this year. There's hundreds more, there really is. So there's going to be a carpet of snowdrops, and when them bees get on them snowdrops, they look glorious. But you're going to have to wait until the end of February for that, I would imagine. It's only a couple of weeks where the snowdrops are out and flowering, but that's probably the best time of year for me. I absolutely love my snowdrops, and every year it seems to appear. All the planters are all firing up now. I've got so many varieties of daffodils and tulips, there's just no way I could name them all. In fact, I'd be hard done by to name 5 of them, but we've probably got about 70 odd different varieties, maybe 80 varieties of daffodils and tulips. And we're not even going into the crocuses and irises. There must be another 15, 20, 25 varieties of them, and probably 20 varieties of the crocuses, and about 6 or 7 varieties of the iris. And then you've got the hyacinths, and you've got the hard standings, and it's just anemosus, and there's just loads of them, which are all coming up, and it will look absolutely glorious. Like I say, it's so mild here at the moment, it feels like spring. I do believe we're going to get a really hard frost, and it's going to get really bad, probably the end of February. We're going to really feel it until around about May. I reckon that's when you're going to see the true winter on this allotments. I just for some reason think that the earth is tilted by a degree, and it's sort of set the winter, moved it forward rather than kept it normally at the nut where it would be 30 years ago. I don't know. They say it's climate change, but I'm not too sure about that. It's just what it is. You know, the earth is on a wobble, and you know, only the experts there at NASA and what have you could tell you if it had actually moved. But I don't think they'd want to tell you, because they'd probably put the fear of God into you. But if that had happened, but yeah, I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm quite happy that it's as it is, and I'm sure Buttercup is over the moon too. But yeah, that's what the plot's looking like at the moment. We've got lots of ideas for next year. I've got some spring bulbs I'm going to show you me putting them out probably in the next episode. And then we'll go through all the seeds, what we're going to be growing. I will add a couple more varieties that I've never grown into that probably next week as well. We may even go up to Benson and have a look around, see what varieties there are, what I haven't grown before. There's not many that I haven't, but we'll give them a go. We'll give 2 others a go. We like to grow different ones each year. Not that I'm going to eat them. I mean, I grow them and give them. The girls love out like that. Me, not so much. I like eating everything raw. I mean, I eat collies raw, I eat cabbage raw, I eat Brussels sprouts raw. I eat anything raw. I like it raw, but I don't like it cooked. It tastes quite the same. I'm not a lover of parsnips. However, try to grow them buggers. Really tough. I did grow them one year, and there was about this well, it was that sort of thickness, and there was this length, and every one of them was sort of that shape. but I come to grow them the next year and I couldn't get the bloody thing started. I don't know what it was, whether the seed or not, but 2 years in a row I couldn't get them actually started, the seed, so I knocked it on the head. But I might give them a go. The girls love them, by the way. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to get off in a bit. Buttercup's got her food, she's got her water, I've fed the chickens, they've got treats, the wild birds, all the feeders are all been topped up now. I'm going to, like I say, head off and try and get the video edited a bit later. So all that brings me to say is, from me and Buttercup, wishing you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Like I say, when this video goes out, it'll be about three hours to go, so take care of yourself, don't get too drunk, and hopefully I'll see you back here next week. So goodbye for now. I think that's a wrap. Buttercup, what do you reckon, babes? Eh? Eh? Do you think it's a good one? Oh, she's wagging her tail. She's happy.